Hey there, card fighters. It's me, Royal Paladin 813. A couple of years ago, I uploaded a video onto this channel, and it was called Trigger Check. And it was basically an analysis of the flow of the game as it was back then. And the whole purpose of that was because until recently, nobody ran stand triggers. And 2 years ago, I made the video, and I pretty much just explained why stand triggers are good for a tech. Simply that, just a tech. 9 out of 10 decks could run them and could run them happily, and it would be no problem. And at the same time, it would give you wins that nobody would expect, just due to the fact that you were able to hit stands and neg their hand even more. You know, at the end of the video, I made sure to say, it's not like I'm saying replace all your crits with them. I'm just saying run 2 stands instead of 2 extra crits. You know, it was in the 8-4-4 meta where you ran 8 crit triggers, 4 draws, so that way you could power through. I was saying run 4 draw, 4 crit, or 4 draw, 6 crit, 2 stand, 4 heals. So that way, you know, you had that little option of a quick little nudge as you needed to. And naturally, number one thing everyone who I know, who aren't good friends with me, but I actually know, is they all said that I was crazy for even suggesting that. Like, a bunch of my videos I had were, as you can see in the earlier deck profiles, I ran 2 stands non-stop. And I did that as my tech because, hey, nobody expected it. And the number one thing people criticized about was the fact that they just lost to a stand trigger. And a bunch of players were like, I don't know what I'm talking about, I just luck sacked out of it. And it's like, yeah, if I hit the stand trigger early game, I press harder than they could even defend against, and that gives me advantage. Or yeah, if I hit the stand trigger late game, I press hard late game when it's harder for them to keep advantage. So no matter what, as long as I'm pressing with it, I'm still winning. And that's really what the point of a game is, to try and win. But, you know, after a while of constantly being nagged, I stopped running stand triggers in every single deck. You know, it's just, I went to either the 6-4-4 or the 8-4-4 split, or sometimes I do like a 7-5-4 just to keep people off their games, and all of that stuff. And the reason why I'm talking about this is I watched the ARG for Chicago. And in the ARG for Chicago, second place was Genesis. And Genesis, the thing that the announcers were shocked about was the fact that he wasn't running stand triggers. I watched the Singapore Championship series where it was Genesis versus, Pale Moon. And Pale Moon won because of stand triggers. And then look at the ARG in Orlando, or not Orlando, that's coming up shortly, but the ARG in Atlanta. The ARG in Atlanta, the guy who won, who was credited for winning the event because of what card? Oh yeah, stand triggers. This video is not a ha-ha middle finger, I was right, y'all are wrong, go eat a dick video. Let me make sure that's clear. This is a, hey, you know that little thing you told me I was wrong about kind of video? Where I'm not saying I knew better, I know better. That's far from it. If I knew better and I know better, I'd be able to be on the level of like Brandon Smith or Bobby Cole. I'm neither of those guys and I know it. But what this means is, just because you think somebody doesn't know how to play the game, if they're giving you a strat idea that they've actually seen work successfully time and time again, don't diss it. Don't be like, I can't believe I lost because of that. Simply say, wow, because now you should probably try it yourself. It might be that the stand triggers were their style. It might be running nothing but draw triggers is their style. Because if they can power through their deck, they're better off. You don't know unless you try it. So don't knock another fighter just because you don't agree with their style. Even if it's not the mainstream way, at least they know what they're doing if they're still winning doing what they do. So that's all I really wanted to say, card fighters. I hope you enjoyed the video, and like always, rate, comment, and subscribe. Peace.